send out a follow-up video. When I taught the bed press this morning, I tried something a little bit new, gave you a little bit less information than I normally do because I thought maybe sometimes less is more. Not sure if that was the best option or not, but we were practicing this week one, getting a feel for it, and we built up in the programs prior to this movement. So now I want to just follow up with a couple things. I showed you the windmill version of the bed press, meaning that as we do the bed press, all we're focusing on after our setup is sending our hips back and locking our arm out, okay? Now, many people, and I didn't say this, may need to bend their knees a little bit in order to get underneath that weight. And some of you actually did that naturally, okay? So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna give you a couple other cues that you can use as you're practicing this week, okay? So the first part I really want you to focus on, again, like I talked about, is that rotation and open. Now, if you open but you leave your shoulder here, it's gonna be a problem. So I said this earlier in class. When you come to this position, you wanna roll your shoulder open and get your arm stacked on that lat. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm set up here. I'm gonna come up and open. My shoulders back, I'm ready to bed press out of this position versus this, shoulders here. Even if I do this, my shoulders coming forward. So I really want to think about opening my chest a little bit and then setting that stacked position. Now, once you get into that stacked position, what you're thinking about is not pressing up, but pressing into an imaginary ceiling. So I want you, once you get here, your bell has a ceiling right above it. And what you're doing is you're pressing in that ceiling, so the bell's not going anywhere, but in fact, staying there, and you're wedging your body underneath the ceiling, your bell, and the ground. And you can end in this position if you want. Once you get into that position, it's nice and tight, you stand up, and you come back to the top, okay? So that's what I want you to think about. So now let's do it with the bell. And I want you to notice, one, I start to hinge, and then I might be bending my knees a little bit to get wedged in there because maybe my hips aren't going back anymore, okay? Here we go. That's my finished position. I'm wedged in, nice and tight. Come back to the top, re-rack, and set it down, okay? So there was a little bit of knee bend. I can do it where I hinge all the way, but sometimes my hips are tighter and it just feels easier not to do that. Sometimes if you try the windmill version and your hips don't go far back, there'll be a tendency to get to like here and then fall forward and just press out, okay? So that's where that little knee bend will help you. So here we go. I'll show you again on the right side. Wedged in, my bell stayed over my center of mass. Come up to the top. Rack the bell and set it down. All right, so hopefully those few things will help you. Practice a couple reps. Make sure you start by getting maybe a couple arm bars and a couple windmills to open up your thoracic spine. You can do those up and overs, anything to kind of open up your shoulders, your upper back. But I'll see you guys on Thursday. Try it out, and then we'll repeat practicing this on Tuesday.